Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien on the morning of Thursday, February 23rd, 2023. And stand by for commentary. Well, today's commentary, Americans, it's on your form of government. For the last 247 years, since 1789 at least, let's say it that way, you have elected what you called representatives to your state, like your senators and congressmen from your districts there, and you have indirectly voted for president. Sometimes your popular vote does not win the presidency. So you see, you're indirectly voting for president. But more specifically, the president is there and it can cause problems, as in Trump, Biden, and a few others. Andrew Jackson, boy, I can name a few. But the most damage that you're causing yourselves are by your representatives of Congress, that is, your congressmen and senators. They seem to cause the most damage to you as individuals, because you put them out there and they think that they can vote based on the way that they think they have to vote by party. They don't take into account your little discrepancies that you got in your districts or states. They don't even probably talk to each other very much. But they represent parties. Like some districts of yours are Republicans and some are Democrats. So they don't talk to each other. They just talk to their party bosses. Same with your senators. And there's a reason why your states have joined the Union for one reason or another back in 1789 or whenever you joined. Notice that you had a chance to fix this after 1865 with those 11 states that were readmitted to the Union, but hey, nobody knows how they got readmitted. What did Hawaii want in Alaska in 1959? Nobody's ever said what they wanted, so they joined the Union for that. I bet you they're not getting what they wanted. Is Michigan getting what they wanted? No. And then you have the Congress doing stuff that's crazy. In recent years, back in 2010, they voted for Obamacare. And as the House Speaker said it, I don't care, we'll pass the bill and then we'll see what's in it. Okay? Yeah. And case in point, more recent than that 2010 Obamacare bill that, did Miss Pelosi found out what was in it afterwards, right? Ugh, a lot of you are really paying like crazy for it today. And Social Security and Medicare are going to be paying like crazy because we gotta change Medicare and we gotta change Social Security and Medicaid. Yeah. Nobody knows how to do that right now. Oh, we gotta abolish them. Well, that's what Congress says, isn't it? Yes. See what I mean, Americans? But recently, like I was talking yesterday about that one appropriations bill that was signed by President Biden back in late December of 2022, where one of the bills that got snuck in it as an add-on was RJRS 58, which was the original bill passed by a congresswoman from Missouri to honor President or General, both General President Ulysses S. Grant, and promote him to the rank of General of the Army's 6th star. Okay. Posthumously. Well, that was added on to this appropriations bill that was signed by President Biden. But if you're president, do you really read the entire bill? Really? Do you really know what you're signing? I don't think so. He might have realized that his underlings told him this is an appropriations bill. But, you add on things like pork. And this is what I call pork. Even though it's not pork because it should be on its own merit. But it wasn't. It was passed on as an add-on. Therefore, a lot of news organizations didn't do a thing about it because that's the way Congress does business. They pass the appropriations bill and that's all they think about it. They forget about the add-ons because nobody has time to look at the add-ons. And that's what they count on in Congress, and nobody has a chance. The administration people that they got, they don't have enough people to look at these things. Congress themselves, when you put it on the vote on the floor, the different senators and congressmen, they don't have enough people to look at this bill and see what really is in it. And that's one example of that. Because this should have been taken as a solemn occasion, same as with George Washington, instead of passing it with bicentennial bills that they did in 1976. Sure, they deserved the honor. But what caused this honor, really? And what caused it was in 1919, as an accolade, Congress passed to promote General John J. Pershing to General of the Armies because of what he did with the Expeditionary Force in World War I in 1917 and 18. Now, mind you, General Pershing had a okay to good military campaign. But like every officer, including George Washington and Ulysses S. Grant, he had his defections and detractors. But at the time, Congress didn't care about that. They cared that he deserved an accolade without thinking ahead, like promoting him to a 6-star general when your commander-in-chief, George Washington, the head of the army during the Revolutionary War, and got brought back by John Adams in 1798 to avert a fight with France. You don't know that? They don't teach you that in school, do they? No. They should have looked at that in Congress and said, wait. We have to have a debate on whether, for good or bad, does Mr. Pershing aspire to that level? Well, I don't know. It's already been done, so that's mute to me. It was done back in 1919 as an accolade. Really, Americans? It's like Mrs. Pelosi and her Obamacare, we'll just pass it and then we'll see it later. Yeah. See what I mean? Or the disservice that was done by President Biden and Congress to Ulysses S. Grant. Did he deserve the honor? Oh, yes, a lot better than John J. Pershing did. But he was passed just like in 1976 to General Washington as a bicentennial thing to him. And that should have been done as a separate from the bicentennial, saying, this is what we recognize our father of our country, that is. And the person that saved the Union with his military prowess. Because Lincoln and Grant formed a unique partnership. Poor George Washington didn't have that. He had to do everything by himself, poor guy. But Ulysses S. Grant had a partnership, not only with President Abraham Lincoln, but he also had Philip Sheridan and John Tecumseh Sherman as his helpers to help him do what he needed to be done. That's the same as Robert E. Lee didn't get the thing that he deserved on the other side. And then at the same time, you did a disservice to him. And during the bicentennial, President Gerald R. Ford found out about that, and they finally, posthumously, gave him his citizenship back, retroactive to June 15th, 1865. But was there a representative for Robert E. Lee? Was Robert E. Lee the third there? He was alive. He just passed away in 2020. He was a relative of Robert E. Lee, and I didn't see him at any ceremony to bring Mr. Lee's American citizenship back on focus. See what I mean? These are things that your Congress has done and presidents have done that really should tell you guys we have a problem in our government where these are things that should be solemn and on their own merits done, not booked and buried on other things so that the American public doesn't know that we did this. And then when they ask questions, oh, well, we did it. We paid homage to them by doing this. That's not paying homage. That's actually just saving your derriere, I would say. This is my comment for today. American and your representatives, good day. Bad way of governing, people. Bad way.